I'm Patrick Grant. I am the founder of Community Clothing and a judge on the Great British Sewing Bee. And I'm here to talk about collaboration between my brand, Community Clothing, and Joni. I came up with the idea for Community Clothing, which was really pretty simple. You know, there are loads of amazing factories in the UK. Most of them have loads of spare capacity. People in this country would really love to buy great quality clothes that are made out of the very best materials and support British jobs and support communities around the UK that really need the work. But you know, there is a price that people are willing to pay, and in order to have the maximum impact, we knew that we needed to sell these clothes at a price that was as close to the kind of high street prices that people were used to as possible. And so we had to build a business model that allowed us to do that. How do you sell the very best clothing in the world at a price that most people can afford? Well, you have to think differently. And so that's what we do. We built a business model that cuts out all the normal costs of doing business. When you shop from Community Clothing, you're paying for the clothing. You're not paying for expensive marketing. You're not paying for thousands of new collections every year. You're not paying for expensive shops or fashion shows in the desert or Kardashians or anything else. You're just paying for great clothes. When you buy something from us, it's great quality, but also it's affordable. And that's the real secret sauce behind Community Clothing. So why Community Clothing and Joni? Well, I know Lucy, who founded Joni. I have a great respect for what she's done. I love the brand. I think she's done an amazing job in creating something which provides a lot of joy for a lot of people. And I think that's a fantastic thing. So what have we done for the Community Clothing Joni collaboration? Well, we've taken a couple of our very best-selling products and we've Jonied them. Well, in fact, Joni have Jonied them. They are designed by Joni using Joni's blocks, Joni's fits. So we've got a couple of simple product types. We've got some lightweight single jersey t-shirts, and we've got some slightly heavier weight classic Breton t-shirts, long sleeves. The Bretons are in a range of super colors. They're very classic looking. And the t-shirts are in some amazing, jolly, super fun stripes. And who doesn't love an amazing, super fun, jolly stripe? We all do, obviously. At Community Clothing, we pride ourselves not only on the fact that we're creating and sustaining fantastic jobs, but we're also making good clothes. You know, they're good for the people that wear them because they're super quality. They last for ages. They get better with age. The more you wear them, the more you love them. But also they're good for the planet, and they're good for the planet in a number of different ways. Firstly, we know exactly where our cotton comes from. We know how it's grown. We work with 2 farms for all the cotton in our t-shirts, and we know that they're farming under some of the tightest environmental regulations on the planet. The quality of our jersey is fantastic. You know, we use a slightly heavier gauge jersey than most people, which means your t-shirt will feel more substantial, but also it will just last longer. And keeping our clothes for a long time, wearing them for a long time, and making them last a long time is incredibly important, because whatever environmental impact the production process has, and every production has an impact, the more you wear it, the more you divide that impact over time. So if you keep a t-shirt for a year, you know, and you wear it 10 times, that's fine. But if you keep it for 10 years and wear it 1,000 times, that's absolutely fantastic. And that's part of our approach, to make clothes that really last, to encourage people to wear them for a long time, and at the end of their life, you know, to dispose of them in a way that is conducive with best practice. So swap them, exchange them, pass them on, repair them, do all the stuff that actually we used to do as a matter of routine. That's the way to really have a positive impact on the planet. At Community Clothing, we're not just about making great clothes. We're about trying to encourage people to keep those clothes for longer, to cherish every piece of clothing they have, to value the textile, because every bit of everything we wear is made, you know, certainly in our clothes, made with great materials, made by people with great skill. And all of these things have a value, or should have a value to us. So you know, it's important that as people we start to remember that and to start thinking about our clothes as things that we want to live with for a long time. The longer we live with our clothes, I think the more valuable they become. You know, they pick up stories along the way. When you wear them, your clothes should get better. You know, they should age in a way that gives them more character, and they should become more comfortable. And that only comes if you make good clothes out of good materials. But we also need to, you know, we all need to know how to fix stuff. You know, we have to know how to sew a button or repair a hem or do a little simple alteration. One of the things I'm most proud of, having been involved with the sewing bee now for 10 years, is that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people have rediscovered the joy of making their own clothes, fixing their own clothes, buying secondhand and making something new from something old. And that makes me feel great. You know, we owe it to the planet to treat the things that it produces with a great deal more care. And simple things like fixing our clothes and wearing them for longer is an act of kindness to the planet. Think of it that way. The more we wear them, the lower the impact. And then at the end of their life, you know, take them apart and make them into something new. That whole idea of reusing and recirculating clothing is so important now. You know, we've fallen into a very linear model of clothing. We produce something, we buy it, we use it, we throw it away. It ends up in landfill, or it ends up getting burnt. And that is a terrible, terrible thing. What we need to do is think of this in a completely circular way. We make something, we use it, we remake it, we reuse it, we remake it, we reuse it. You know, in a completely circular arrangement that never ends. And that can only happen if you make good stuff. I mean, the oldest bits of clothing in my wardrobe are from the 1930s. I've got bits of my dad's that I think he must have got either from his dad or secondhand that I still wear. So those are bits of clothing that are nearly 90 years old. I've got bits of clothing from the 50s and 60s. I've got clothing from the 70s that I still wear. You know, when we make good things, they last a long time, and that's important to us. And it's the way they wear that also makes me feel good. You know, there is something about a piece of clothing that's had a life. You know, the stories it collects. You know, you can remember where you've been wearing a certain piece of clothing, and that just makes them more valuable. It makes you cherish them more, and I think that's important. So we make great clothes to last, and that's a fundamental part of the community clothing business model.